Hey, Steph, are you caught up with Succession?
Ooh, oh my God, don't tell me. I am still catching up now that I'm done with you.
With me?
No, you, the Netflix Never mind.
See, right there, that's proof that there is an entire war going on between Netflix and HBO, just to capture that sweet, sweet attention.
Yeah, so while we are binge watching on our couches, you do have to wonder, how do streaming platforms make their money and who's winning the war in the background? So stay tuned.
Hi there, I'm Bertrand and I'm the founder of App Economy Insights.
And I'm Stephanie, tech veteran, engineer, and creator. Netflix has had a pretty big Cinderella story, going from on-demand DVDs to a streaming giant.
Yep, streaming's been quite a disruptor. While broadcast remained relatively flat, streaming took over cable as the leading category in the US. The traditional TV networks are not giving up without a fight.
Right. Networks are trying to shift towards direct-to-consumer DTC initiatives like streaming, but becoming profitable at scale is really hard. So let's evaluate how well they're doing by tracking their user metrics and financial performance.
Right, so let's start with YouTube. You might argue it's not part of the streaming wars, but it's absolutely killing it with 2.5 billion monthly users. And get this, they have now over 80 million music and premium subscribers. In Q4 FY22, YouTube ads made 8 billion in revenue, which was 11% of Alphabet's revenue. And keep in mind, that excluded YouTube subscriptions like music and premium that are part of other revenue.
A key thing to note is YouTube operates totally differently than the other streaming platforms. They rely on ads more than subscriptions. Watching YouTube ads catching up to Netflix in revenue generated has been absolutely fascinating in the past 3 years. After all, a top YouTuber like Mr. Beast commands hundreds of millions of views on his best videos, which is more than Stranger Things. YouTube ad spend might have declined 8% year over year, but Google Other, which includes YouTube subscriptions, grew by 8% year over year to $8.8 billion.
YouTube Shorts are also averaging over 50 billion daily views. Shorts are still relatively new and under-monetized, but if it keeps people on the platform, it's working.
That's right, because in the streaming wars, while content is king, engagement is queen.
Before we move on to Netflix, be sure to hit that subscribe button so we can keep bringing you content and help you on your tech, business, and investing journey.
All right, Netflix. Their total paid memberships in Q4 FY22 grew 4% year over year to 231 million. And net paid memberships increased by 7.7 million quarter over quarter. And the average revenue per membership grew 5% year over year on a constant currency basis. Netflix is already profitable with an 18% operating margin in FY22 and cash flow positive with $2 billion in cash generated from operations.
And they launched their ad-supported plan in November, which costs $6.99. But here's something interesting. More than 100 million households play Netflix through another account's password. That's right, we see you still using your parents' account. Now, Netflix will be limited to a single household, and members will have to pay extra to share their account with people they don't live with. $2.99 per additional home.
Yeah, I know many of you are not happy about this one, but it is a necessary evil for Netflix's bottom line.
Now, let's talk about Disney. The king of original content is coming in full force into the streaming game. Disney Plus has 104 million subscribers, excluding Hotstar. In Q1 FY23, Disney's DTC revenue hit $5.3 billion. Disney owns 2/3 of Hulu, which has 48 million subscribers. And lastly, ESPN Plus has 25 million subscribers. Overall, Disney grew subs by 25% year over year. However, the media segment is just break even. But Disney is playing the long game, aiming for a multi-generational retention across its portfolio of intellectual properties.
Now, Warner Brothers Discovery. HBO Max is included in Warner Brothers Discovery, which had 96 million subscribers, good for 11% growth year over year. But Q4 FY22 was not great for the company, with all metrics coming in below expectations. Revenue was down to $11 billion. DTC is still loss-making and is pulling revenue away from other segments. The balance sheet is also pretty concerning, with gross debt at $50 billion. But on the bright side, HBO Max was relaunched on Amazon channels, and the company plans to release a larger service combining HBO Max and Discovery Plus.
Let's turn to Paramount Plus. It reached 56 million subscribers, but like Warner, Paramount missed Wall Street's top and bottom line expectations. As for Comcast, Peacock doubled its user base in the last year and crossed 20 million subscribers, and it beat expectations. Plus, Comcast owns a third of Hulu, but it's still a far cry from Netflix in terms of subscribers.
As for Amazon Prime Video, it's part of the Amazon Prime subscription, making it a bit tricky to evaluate. But with more than 200 million subscribers, it's safe to say that it's a major player in the streaming space. In Q4 2022, the first season of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, reached over 100 million viewers. Plus, Amazon is a billing partner for many other streaming services, which means it's taking a cut every time someone signs up through its store.
And finally, we have Apple TV Plus. It only launched in 2019. While we don't know the exact number of subscribers, Apple did disclose that it had 900 million subscriptions across all its services in 2022. So Apple TV Plus might be a newer player, but it's definitely one to watch. Plus, I'm a big fan of Ted Lasso and Severance.
And just to mention, Adam Scott is my biggest fan, seeing that he wanted a photo with me at the Webbies when we both won. All right, so where is this industry going? First up, these companies are going to double down on original content. This is what wins subscribers, and I'm not mad about this.
Next, global expansion. Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and Disney Plus have already done this, and we can expect more services to follow suit with content tailored to each region.
And third, live sports. It's competitive, but big tech is definitely in. YouTube is going to pay $2 billion annually for the NFL Sunday ticket, so people can pay extra to watch games.
Fourth, we have ad-supported streaming. It's still untapped and could unlock subscriber growth. Netflix is just getting started here.
Finally, interactive programming. Netflix did this with Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, and You vs. Wild, and others are following suit.
And we should expect more consolidation. Discovery announced a plan to merge HBO Max and Discovery Plus into one service by summer 2023. Disney Plus may merge with Hulu in 2024, when Disney can buy out Comcast's interest in the service. And Showtime was recently included in Paramount Plus.
The streaming pie is growing, and there can be many winners in the streaming war. However, for legacy players like Disney and Warner Brothers, winning in DTC means losing on linear network segments. Meanwhile, tech companies like Netflix, Amazon, Apple, and YouTube only benefit from the secular shift, which gives them an edge for now. All I have to say is, let's keep YouTube going for obvious reasons. I mean, we like you, come stay with us, the water's warm.
Now, stay tuned for a deep dive on Netflix coming right up on our channel.